Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Today we're going to talk about English Burton Learning Environmental. Welcome, everybody, and my pleasure to present you my colleagues at University of Milagro. So let's start. As you can see here, today we're going to have the collaboration of Licenciada María Silvia Ulco. And also we have the participation of Licenciada Vanina Ávila. We have the participation of Miguel Chavez too. And finally, but it's not less important, we have Licenciada Pamela Mediavilla. Here we have our team that we are going to, today we're going to talk about technology in the learning English process. So welcome again, and let me introduce our objective. Our objective is to implement interactive learning and teaching strategies through different tools to foster English skills. That's the purpose of this webinar for today. So I hope to enjoy, I hope to learn as colleagues, as teachers in our English classes. Also, here we have the outline that we are going to focus on the four English skills. We have reading, and we are going to focus, or in order to foster our language, we are going to use WebQuest. As a number two, we are going to focus on listening skill, and for that purpose, we are going to use Padlet 2. As a number three, we have writing skill, and our colleague Miguel is going to talk about write and improve applications. And finally, we have speaking, and we have for Google Meet. So let me give the microphone to our colleague, Licenciada María Silvia, and welcome again.
Well, hi everybody. Good evening. I am so happy to have all of you here with us. In the first session, we are going to be looking at the use of WebQuest. As you can see on the screen, the definition, characteristic, structure, how to create it, benefits, and how they can enhance the learning. Just not enhance the learning, also enhance the teaching practice. Again, thank you all for joining and being part of this session. Continue, please. Next slide. Now I want to show you a definition about a web quest. A web quest is essentially an inquiry-based lesson plan that incorporates web resources. Implementing a web quest in English as a foreign language, EFL is a great way to engage students in authentic language learning experiences while using online resources. I would say a web quest is an educational superstart. It utilizes the essential resources and capture the attentions of the students. In this case, in the web quest, the students are given the task and pre-planned the teacher. It's very important, I would say, this kind of tool to enhance our teaching practice. Let's see also the history, a little history about this WebQuest. WebQuest is were originally developed by Bernie Dosh and Tom March in the late 1990s. The WebQuest is also to to focus a little bit more about the web quest, the Dosh was a professor at San Diego University State. Dream of using internet as a tool in education practice. Let's see the characteristics. In this case, let's see step by step on how to implement this WAF quest. Firstly, we need to define the learning objective. It's very important state that the students should achieve. We have to be aware that the topic be aligned or the objectives be aligned with the curriculum and language goals. The second one, choose a topic. Select a relevant topic. For instance, dream vacation, hobbies, music, movies, according to the proficiency level of students. Ensure that the authentic resources are available. And the next one, develop a task. Create engaging, challenging activities. Also, encourage in this stage, encourage collaborations and problem solving. And finally, design the webcast. Make visually appealing and user-friendly. Also, you can here use digital tools, for example, Google Sites, video, interactive platforms. Next slide, please. No. So I want to show you also the web quest. How is it? Some steps? It has, according to Dosh, it states a general structure for the web quest. First of all, we have the introduction, task, process, evaluations, and conclusion. In the part of the introduction, it's a sentence or idea that capture interest. For example, you can provide a question, maybe a fact, or a small context. It must be briefly explain the topic. And the task describes the final project or problem students must solve. Here is it also important. It's not just activities here. In this part is the learning goal, that what the final product, what the students are going to achieve at the end of this lesson plan. In the process, here outlined step by step instructions and activities. And for also here we can include videos for the links and what the students are going to do, and in order to achieve the learning goals. In the evaluation parts, assesses the students' performance according to the rubric. The students are graded in this part, the students' performance. In conclusion, final reflections and discussions or possible extensions. Here also we provide the final summary and reflections in this part. Continue. Now, also, I would like to share how to create the web quest in the book wedges. It's so easy to create. In the browser search bar, you are going to type the bookjet.com and clicking in the sign in use, or for this for creating this page, you can use Google or Microsoft credential for create a free account. As you can see briefly on the screen, you have this in the search bar, um, bookjets.com, and then continue, please. Next slide, please. Once you are in the page, you can access this page will appear, and access to create. Then go to this create a new widgets, click on, and then you need to select a web quest. But you can see all more tools inside of a page. Next slide. Yeah. In next step, choose a web quest and fill in the information I have already said. The introduction, you can find these stages, introduction, task, process, evaluations, and conclusions. As you can say, this is a complete lesson plan you can use for different purposes according to your planning. For example, for reading, for listening, for writing, for speaking, or mixed skills. It's very useful for teachers and students. The students enjoy doing some activities. For example, in the introductions, where you can see without name, you can introduce the topic, and then you can go to the introduction, and you can, as a teacher, we know that the introduction just be as juicy introduction. It's no long information, just small information in order to catch the students' attention. That is the purpose of this. Next slide, please. We have a lot of benefits using this web quest. For example, promote the first of all that we can identify is promote collaboration. They can work in peers, in groups, and they all contribute to the final product or the final activity. They promote critical thinking. When they are designed to work in groups, they need to search some information. They are creating critical thinking. By using this WebQuest tool, they becomes competent at using technology. It's very, very useful for teachers. As I said, it enhances to students, to teachers. So I highly recommend use this tool because it gains deeply the students' understanding. Next slide. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. It has been my part. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Licenciada Maria Silvia Uco. I'm glad you be collaborate with our webinar, and well, it is a good tool for our teaching process as a teachers, and also is a great tool to foster all the skills as listening, speaking, writing, and reading, but you are focused on reading, right? So thank you so much, and let's continue with the next participant. Here we have Licenciada Panina Avila. Welcome to our webinar. It's a pleasure for me to you be here, and please share your knowledge with your wiseless knowledge to our colleagues.
Hi, Olga and colleagues. Good evening for this webinar. Well, the topic that I'm going to talk in this is with about Padlet. Okay, Padlet is a digital bulletin board for collaborative content. In this, we can create and also we can share information. The users can post and organize various media like text, images, videos, and links on a single customizable digital. This platform, or yeah, this platform is really useful and helpful for is designed for teachers, more for teachers and even for the students. That like as a teacher is really necessary tool to to discover and to share information for is really amazing, honest. Thank you. Please, Fabiola, could you please next slide for me? Okay, the purpose of this tool is that is interactive and engaging learning. With this, with Padlet, we can also use brainstorming, and also we can discuss, and this is also a space to share information. And the other purpose that we have is that where the individuals can contribute their information or their, I don't know, maybe their knowledge or the activities that they want to share with the other students or maybe with the teacher. Also, the purpose of this is that for each Padlet, you can do comments, and only you can upload posts. And the last one is that you can promoting collecting understanding and knowledge construction. Uh, this Padlet, you can we are going to continue with the next slide, and then you can see what is more information about this interesting tool. Okay, you know how all the tools, the virtual tools or platforms that we have in internet that we can um, use that we have key features. What we have here, I choose here the most important for the Padlet. Okay, that is Padlet is multimedia support. That means that users can post diverse types of content, including text, images, documents, links, videos, and also you can share audios. Um, this Padlet is collaborative environment. So that means Padlet is designed for both synchronous and asynchronous activities, enabling multiple users to contribute to a single board simultaneously or over time. Also, this tool is interactive. That means that the participants can comment or post, like or vote on contribution and even provide scores, fostering interaction and community. The next slide, there are more key features. That means that we have a digital Canva. This function is online, notice board, and pinned board. Then the users can gather and exhibit information on different topics. Also, this is an excellent education tool. That means that Padlet, that the users can do group projects, creating concepts, maps, managing time, and facilitating class discussions, providing a holistic view of a student's understanding. The accessibility, that means that the users can access shared Padlet boards via a unique URL or QR code. Also, you can invite any if you have the link, you can send the student that you have, or maybe a colleague that you have, and you can send it, and then you have more participants. Okay. According with the next slide, we have how to use it. Honestly, the use of the Padlet is really easy. We have one step. The step number one is that you had to type on the Google Padlet. Step number two, when you have the Padlet before, please, you have this information. You have the information of the number two. The number three, you have to register. Okay. The step number four, when you register, next slide, please. You in your could be in your cell phone or in your Padlet or or computer or any technological in um, um, use, you have this chart. You can register by Google, you can register by Microsoft, or even you have with Apple. Then when you select one of those accounts, you have choose what do you want to be. If you want to be for personal projects, for student, for teacher, or for other group. In our case, like we are teachers, also we had all the time use for teachers. And the next step is that you had to select a plan. Like, if you have a little money, you can use for payment or for free. You have this all the information in the Padlet platform. Okay, so the next step is that when you choose what is the plan that you want, if you are free or if you have for payment, you will have this little window, and then you have to write what is your classes will be for English, will be for Spanish, will be for literature, we have for any subject that you have that you're teaching already. And the last step, it's that you had to create your palette. Okay. The emotional thing of this, the next the next slide, is that you have a diversity of gallery. You can use the gallery, for example, to take attendance, for maybe for um, to do maps, for a min map. You can use for maybe do you want to use for maybe you can upload a video or an audio or everything that you have that in your gallery. In the next slide, you can observe that um, that um, this amazing tool is really useful for the four skills that English has. Okay, it will be for listening, for reading, for writing, and also for speaking. Why both? Why both? Why fourth? Sorry, is because when you put the information in your Padlet, you can use whatever skill that you want to use. Okay, for example, I did a previous activity, and the next slide, please. I can observe my, well, sorry, this slide, sorry, this Padlet you can use for everyone. You can use for watch video, or you can also do a video. You can share photos. You can use for a mid map, or write information. Maybe, I don't know, if you are teaching geography, you can put information for the volcanoes, or maybe for the oceans. And also you can upload documents, and also you can do information for take attendance in your classes. Oh, Padlet is really amazing. Okay. And the last part is, well, I'm sharing that I was in one class. And if you can see, I have here a video, um, and that is helpful for the speaking. And also I have a listening activity that you can use listening activity with your students. And also I have a reading here activity and other things. You can use Padlet for every situation that you have like a teacher. Okay. That is my all my participation, and thank you so much. Really helpful, really help. Thank you so much for us, and I hope that this my intervention will be helpful for you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Fabiola. And my next colleague, please.
Thank you, Vanina, for your participation on our webinar. Well, what I can say is that Padlet tool is so helpful and useful for our teaching training, and also a process in this learning process. Maybe this platform enhance our students to practice a little bit, or in their extra time, their English skills in these virtual spaces as our webinar present you today. Thank you so much, Vanina, for your participation. Let me introduce my next colleague. Welcome, Licenciado Miguel Chavez. It's my pleasure for me you to be here. So be free to talk about your skill and also your tools in these virtual spaces.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Fabiola. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm going to talk a little bit more about writing and VLE, which means Virtual Learning Environment. So, as you know, writing is an essential skill in English, and nowadays it is possible to exploit all possibilities using virtual tools. Could you please go to the next slide? Yeah, thank you so much. So what is the relation between writing and VLE? So for example, we can implement writing as a means of communication. For example, in doing forums, chats, and messages, everything relies on writing. And also we can use writing to encourage participation beyond classroom, because remember, writing is something about context that we have, about everyday situation, and this goes beyond things that we learn in class sometimes. Writing is also a learning tool because it supports reflection and also critical thinking through blogs, journals, and boards. And this is something that fosters expression. For example, there are certain students that feel more comfortable writing than speaking, others that feel the other way around, but still is a very creative skill that may help students to become more confident to the English language. Next slide, please. Thank you. All right. The final two things that we need to consider are collaboration and assessment. As for collaboration, sometimes we're going to use shared docs and wikis for co-creation. So for example, we're working with a colleague or maybe with another classmate, and we can use writing just to combine our ideas together. Also, peer feedback builds teamwork. So in this case, if we're doing a project together, we can give some comments, we can analyze each other's structure, and we can comment on that. For assessment, sometimes we can use essays, posts, reposts as evidence of learning, and this is particularly important in, for example, college education or maybe high school education, what we normally call bachillerato. Finally, writing shows depth of understanding, so the more you know about a subject, the easier it will become to write. Next slide, please. All right, so as for writing skills, we can use virtual journals and blogs because they encourage students to keep a virtual, well, we should try to encourage students to maintain virtual journals or blogs in the target language. They can write about their experiences within the metaverse, reflect on their language, or even create fictional stories. So this is something that I talked to you about, the way we can feel comfortable in the language and also that we can express our ideas. As for collaborative storytelling, engage learners in collaborative storytelling projects with the metaverse. Each student can contribute a segment of a story, fostering creativity and collaborative writing in the target language. Again, this is something that applies mostly for collaborative work. And as you notice, we have the concept of metaverse, which is also applied for a VLE environment. Finally, virtual language exercises. We can create virtual exercises that require students to write essays, reports, or responses to prompts. They can be AI-driven systems that can provide feedback on grammar, vocabulary, and coherence. And this is something particularly important because right now I'm going to show you some tools that you can use just to enhance your writing skills. Could you please go back a little bit, Fabiola? Yes, that's it. Thank you so much. The first tool that we're going to use is Write and Improve. And this one is sponsored by Cambridge in this case. Next slide. All right. So how does it work? As you can see, this is the main website for this tool. This is a very user-friendly website. As you can see, it is based on writing tasks, and these writing tasks are going to be taken from text types. So you have, for example, on that part that says new task, you have an essay, a letter of application, an email, or a review. And this is important because sometimes we're going to apply those text types in our everyday life, but also they are useful, for example, when you have to take up a proficiency test. Next slide, please. All right, now when you click on one of those text types, another website is going to come out and you will have this interface. So in that one, you see the instructions. For example, in this case, we have an email, and on the instructions, we know what we have to do. They tell us what we need to include and also the amount of words that we need to count at the end. Sometimes it depends on the level. Sometimes it goes to be beginner, as you notice, or maybe if you want to continue, you can choose an intermediate category or maybe an advanced. Now we have a timer, which is very useful because remember that especially on proficiency tests, you're going to be given a certain amount of time, could be an hour, could be a half an hour, etc., etc. And on that part that says write in place, this is where you're going to write your writing task. For example, you can start saying hello and just continue with it. Continue with the next slide, please. Yeah. As for when we finish writing, we are going to click on send at the end, and we're going to have this little part that explain us a little bit more about our decisions at the time to write. As you see, there is one scale that goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In this case, this is aligned with CEFR scale of language, which is A1, A2, B1, B2. For example, if you hit a 1 mark, that means that your writing is not good. Number 2 is medium. Number 3 will be considered good. Number 4, you are becoming to have more higher grades. And number 5 means that your writing is outstanding. So when you finish writing, you're going to have this scale. Now, something also important is that, I don't know if you can see at the end of the paragraph, we have some phrases that are being highlighted, and that means that the artificial intelligence is telling us that we need to change that phrase just to make it a little bit more English-like, or maybe we need to change the structure, or maybe make it more formal. It depends on the context. Next slide, please. All right, that is for writing and improve. Now we have the common ones, which is Google Docs. It's mostly for collaborative writing and also real-time feedback. It's very easy. It is part of the Google platforms that we can name. We have Google Drive, but this one we're going to be focusing on Google Docs. It's very easy to use. You just go on Google, you click it, and when you create a text, you see on the right side you have a log which has the word share. So when you click on that one, you will be allowed to have a link, and you share the link with a partner. And when your partner opens the link, both of you can work on the same file, which is great. For example, if you need to do something that requires the two of you to work together in the same at the same time, which is real time synchronous. Continue, please, with the second one. And the last, well, this is one of the last. Writing tool is Etherpad. Etherpad is similar to Google Docs, but is a subscription similar to Padlet service. So you need to pay a little bit more if you want to have all the material. And this is very good because it's going to give you some recommendations. For example, it's going to tell you when your lines are strong or maybe when your lines are weak. So you can have an autocorrector on this part. Next slide, please. And the last virtual tool that I would like to talk to you about is CISO, and this one is mostly for kids. And sorry, Fabiola, could you please go back?
Excuse me, we have some internet troubles. So let me go back it again.
No, no problem. Now, once again, I want to say thank you on behalf of all the group for all the people here in this webinar. Thank you so much for giving us some part of your time for helping us with this task. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You let me fix these inner troubles. I don't know what happens today.
Well, while Fabiola is fixing this, I want to tell you that again, writing is a very important skills that you should work on because sometimes we are unbalanced, sometimes we're very good at speaking, sometimes we're good at reading, but writing is a very complicated activity, is one that we need to work on, and sometimes you're going to need the help of others just to correct your mistakes, just to see which part you need to work on. So in my case, as an English teacher, I have seen that students sometimes have a lot of mistakes, and that means that even though they may want to improve writing on their own, they still need sometimes the help of a teacher. And maybe this is something that can change in the future, maybe with the growth of artificial intelligence, it will be less likely to have a teacher around, but still having a teacher is quite important to develop some empathy and also to continue with the English process of learning. I don't know, Fabiola, if you managed to solve the problem. Not yet?
Yeah. Let me. Can you see, please?
Let me see. Yes, perfect. Thank you so much.
I
Yes,
apologize.
no, no problem, no problem. This is the last one, and this is called CSOM. So as I mentioned, this is a virtual tool mostly designed for kids. It's just very user friendly, and this one is going to help you design your portfolio. For example, if you're going to do a writing activity, which is very basic, you can put it there, or maybe you're going to do some math activity or grammar, everything can be there. All right. Okay, I guess that's all for my part. Thank you so much, Fabiola, and the rest of my partners, and also you, the audience, for being here. I hope you have a great night and see you in another occasion.
Thank you so much, Miguel, for your participation. And again, I apologize for this, those troubles that I got today. And welcome again to present some topics about writing because I know you like talk about writing skills, right? So thank you so much, Miguel, and see you next time. So for the last skill, I'm gonna introduce my last colleague, that is Licenciada Pamelia Mediavilla. Welcome, Miss, and the screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Fabi. Good evening. I am going to talk about speaking skills. Speaking skills in English for a language content with virtual tools. First, we have to ask ourselves a question. What is a speaking skill? Speaking skill refers to ability to communicate effectively through spoken language. It is one of the fundamental components of communication and involves conveying your thoughts, idea, or messages to others in a clear, coherent, and understandable manner. The next slide, please. Speaking skill encompasses various aspects including 1. Pronunciation, producing sounds correctly so that words are understood. 2. Fluency, speaking fluently without unnecessary pauses. 3. Syntax, correct the word order and silent distractor. 4. Intonation, variation of pitch, rising and falling to express meaning or emotions. 5. Clarity, expressing ideas in a way that is easy to follow. 6. Vocabulary, using a wide range of appropriate words. 7. Grammar, applying the correct rules of the verb tense, agreement, and sentence formation. 8. Pronunciation, articulate words clearly so that they are non-pronounced disagreeable. The next slide, please. How to teach speaking with technology. Teaching a speaking skill with technology in the English foreign language classroom involves an structured approach that combines traditional teaching methods with digital tools. Number one, set clear objective. Define what you want learners to achieve. Improve pronunciation, practice conversation. For example, by the end of this activity, students will be able to introduce themselves freely using present tense and accurate pronunciation. Number two, select appropriate technology, video conferencing tools, for example, Zoom, Google Meet, role plays. Chat tools, for example, Chat GPT, TalkPal, Ilsa Speak, real-time practice. Number three, prepare digital materials, slide with prompts or conversation stories, audio or video clips for modeling pronunciation and intonation. Number four, introduce the technology. Give a short demo so the students know how to use the tools. Number five, interactive speaking exercise. Role plays in breakout rooms, storytelling with visual and students narrate a picture or short video. Voice chaining, record and share for peer review. Number six, virtual speaking partners. Pair students use breakout rooms or chatbots to simulate real conversation. Number seven, feedback and reflections. Provide instead feedback, live correction, or through teach tool like easier for pronunciation, or ask a student to self-reflect, listen to their recordings, and not improvise. The next slide, please. Bloom Digital Taxonomy. Cognitive characteristic of Bloom's revised taxonomy is necessary for creating online learning activities that are in accordance with our students' needs. Bloom Digital Taxonomy helps us navigate through the myriad digital tools and make choice based on the kinds of learning experience we want the student to engage in. Select the most appropriate digital activity will depend on this activity level or difficulty onto the cognitive levels stated within Bloom's revised taxonomy. The next slide, please. The digital tool I am going to use for the speaking is called Google Meet. Google Meet is full name is formerly Google Hangouts Meet. It's an only video conferencing tool created by Google. This is platform you can host live class or meeting with video and audio, share your screen to present slide documents or videos, record sessions with Google Workspace or institutional accounts, use live caption for better understanding, create breakout rooms to divide students into smaller groups. It is widely used in education because teachers can give online lessons, organize debates, practice speaking in English or other language, and keep students engaged as if they were in a real classroom. The next slide, please. Click on the icon with 6 dots as you can see on the screen. Okay, and this is imagine about the Google Meet. The next. We are displaying an application that Google offers us. There we are going to select Google Meet to create a meeting. Then go to the blue icon that says the meeting and click on it. The next. Clicking on it will display three options. Let's select Start a new meeting note. After that, the Google Meet screen opens up. Google Meet has different icons that help us with the different activities within the platform. For example, camera icon, a microphone icon, read phone, a screen with a road, chat bubble, people icon, settings, raising hand icon, reactions, emoji icons, HOTS control. Is the mobile app, the icons are similar but usually appear on the bottom of the screen for easier access. The next. In Google Meet, the menu with the 3 dots open more options depending on whether you're using a computer, mobile, or institutional account. You may see different features. Common option under the 3 dots in Google Meet. Mute, Apple visual effect, turn off caption, full screen, change layout, use Hamburg with board, report a problem, settings, record meetings, and picture-in-picture mode. See Meet in small freeing window. On the mobile app, fewer options appear, but you will usually find change long, turn up caption, Apple effect, full screen, and setting. Finally, here an example of what a Google Meet look like. Okay, this is my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pamela, to be here. And I know the tool that you are offering today is so good for our students and maybe for our students to have personalized learning and also to improve their speaking skills. Thank you so much for your presentation and collaboration today. So I'm gonna call all my colleagues one by one. So I'm gonna thank to Maria Silvia, also Vanina, and Miguel in order to finish our webinar for today. It was a pleasure about talk about these in English skills and also be part of these virtual spaces with the platforms that you show us. I hope these offer a good opportunity for our students, or maybe it helped you as colleagues, as a teachers, to improve any skill that you may can see on your students that is like a weakness. So maybe somebody wants to share a little experience working on these platforms through this learning path. Maybe someone wants to share your experience.
Also, the viewers.
You.
Me? Well, according that everyone is presenting the information related on the World Studies. I have the experience to work or to use Padlet, also well, LTED, LTED. We don't put the information there, but this is a really good tool that is really helpful for us because this is a virtual lesson that we can use for our students, or yeah, for our students. And that is really good because we can use for any level of students. We can use this for teenagers, we can use this for um, uh, low level like school, yeah, maybe media school, and also for university students. And the the tool that really like it to use is Padlet, because Padlet is an interactive tool that we can use for any activity that we want. Could be for reading, for listening, for speaking, and also for writing. Yes, we have to put any topic in the Padlet, and all of the students have to it also is nice because all the students can find information in the internet and then upload in the Padlet. So it's really interesting. That is the thing that I can say about some tool in this tool. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Vanina. And well, let me thank you everybody for being here. Thank you all for joining us today and actively participating in this webinar. I hope these tools maybe enhance in your English skills working on these virtual environments. Well, maybe these insights or strategies that my colleagues present today help you or will support in your growth, personal teaching and learning with your students. Remember, communication is a skill that improves your with practice. So keep engaging, keep learning, and don't be afraid about make mistakes along this learning process. Thank you so much all for being here, and thank you for your participation. We appreciate your time and energy that you show us today. We look forward to connecting with you again in the future stations, and thank you so much. Goodbye.
Please, the assistants or the viewers that have the the time to be here, please follow the information that we have in this webinar, that we have a doc Google. That information, it will be helpful for us. Thank you so much, and please don't forget to complete. Thanks.
Thank you, Vanina, to remember me. Please fill or maybe complete the Google form on the live chat on YouTube, and complete with your data, your names, last name, it's just for our data to work on your university. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.